This video is intended for the adult collector and teens with money. Most of my love for Fortress Maximus comes from the headmaster's English dub. I had a passing knowledge of him from the Transformers commercial, the G1 one that would go Fortress Maximus. And later on, I did get a bootleg of him, which I reviewed for Bootleg Week. It wasn't until that he was announced for Titan's Return and I bought him at College Point. I remember sweating bullets because it was a big purchase. I didn't know if I should pull the trigger, but I did, and I'm glad I did. Um, it was as when I got him at College Point at that Toys R Us, I had a greater appreciation for the toy. I did an unboxing of it. It's on my channel. Um, Before that, I did see a G1 Fort Max at Midtown Comics on 42nd Street for about 700. I don't think he was released in the Robots in Disguise 2001 line in the United States. I think he was in the show as Brave Maximus. City Base Mode. Here I'm going with the official base mode, which entails the legs being spread out, basically like if it was a yoga pose. You do have to flap open a couple of flaps like this. These are connectors to the Titan's Return base mode, guys. Look here. So you gotta open these flaps. There are hints to windows like these three here. I've noticed this thanks to the ingenuity of toy hacks, and here's some more windows in here too. So it looks like an actual building. This city mode I don't feel is as fun as opposed to something like Scorponok's city mode. Um, and compared to Triptychon's, the entrance looks cool, and I like the tower, but besides that, it's not really that fun. Scorponok City mode, city base mode. It does look kind of like a drone room. There are little ramps like this here that make you think of small vehicles, but it could just be like a bridge, fancy bridge. But Scorponok looks like a drone room. It looks like a place where a whole bunch of bots would converge. Fortress Maximus, he does have the, like, he wants to be a city. This front half, which is lying down, wants to be a city, but his legs want to be something else. And I have for scale that this is Emissary, Power of the Primes Legends Beachcomber, and the Kingdom Core Soundwave. I don't have a Micromaster available, but I think a Micromaster in vehicle mode would be better for like these ramps. To further compound it, the tale of scale, here's Jetfire, giant Jetfire. Hey, look, everybody, I'm eating my vegetables. And here's Kitty Cat Skylinks. So, well, the scale is kind of off. It's kind of weird. Here's a montage of images of various base modes. Also, another thing that hinders the city mode is when you realize that G1 Fortress Maximus, he had a jail. All right, Soundwave, time to go to jail. No, Soundwave does not like jail. You gotta get in, get in there. So, get. Well, you can't put them in jail if they don't fit. And last but not least, There's various pegs for the Titan Masters to plug into all over the base, like over here. And there's also a gun where you can sit a Titan Master so they could shoot. Pew pew. Turn around. The enemy's behind you. What? The famous spaceship Bruce from the Headmaster's dub. He just lies down and puts his arms up. It's pretty obvious. The front of the ship, I've seen it closed together or separated, but when they're closed like this, there's nothing to keep them pegged together. In this mode, the legs are too heavy to support flying. So when you want to put in your disc labeled flight, like in Lawnmower Man 2, Job's War, you're going to have to do a little more than that. So I'm going to pick him up. Again, the legs are heavy. And he bends. So you have to support him here if you want Spaceship Bruce to fly good. But you can't just grab him like by the center and make him fly. The arms do a pretty good job of staying in place, but the legs, it's like that G.I. Joe crazy legs. The legs just want to move down. So no spaceship flying for me anymore. Since you have difficulty making him fly, the Hasbro toy designers gave you an option, and they added wheels to the bottom of the spaceship mode. So on a smooth surface, he rolls well, but I don't know, he'd probably do worse on carpet, but it's better than flying. I also had trouble inserting Cerebros into the tower. I looked at Lazy Eyebrows video and also MGo's video, and MGo's helped, but Lazy Eyebrows didn't. As you can tell, this ship mode takes a lot of space, so he's not easy to display. I do love that he comes with these cannons, which are cartoon accurate and swivel up. He also has this little side gun, which also swivels. Also, his little jail opens up and it reveals the gun. And you can put a Titan Master in there so he can help with the shooting. Also, Fortress Maximus is keeping an eye on space. You can see his eyes. He can look through that little slit and know where we're going. With a combination of red, white, blue, and gray, this big boy looks great standing up. He has a button on his chest right here, this blue translucent button. It helps for the sound effects and also to eject the head, as seen. So whenever you press the buttons, these two pylons show up. Even though he's not part of the breast force or breast master, his left breast opens up to become a standing jail and also deploy this gun. But this flap doesn't stay open. If it would stay like this, it'd be great. You can put a loser in there. I am not a loser. Get in there, loser. Soundwave. I am too big. I do not fit. I don't know whose this jail is for. They're not really that visible, but he has finger guns. I believe Metroplex also had finger guns like these. You can see the inside of the cannon. Has them on both hands. He also has these knee cannons that can swivel all the way up. Here's Fortress Maximus's guns, and here he is in the position. Stick him up. And he's like, I'm gonna disarm you. So you just take the guns. There's these little tabs here, the side of the guns. You're gonna have to squeeze them in like that. And then there's a front part of the hand, not this one. This the upgrade gun from DNA Designs goes into that one, but his knee guns go into this one. I also forgot to mention he has articulated fingers, which is pretty cool. So just stick it in up here, then slide it in there. And there you go. Can he do the pose? Why, yes, he can. The pose is usually to show off the articulation of the figure. His arms, elbows, knees, make sure that they're working correctly. I got him to stand with his foot up a little bit, but before that, he almost fell over. But he can strike a pose. He has enough articulation for that. Final verdict, I like Fortress Maximus. He was the first Titan that I wanted multiples of. I never transformed the Metroplex, and I only got Devastator after he was reissued. I love his head design, and that this is the last Titan to have electronics. A reissue as Grand Maximus would be grand. They did try that in Japan, so I don't see that happening. This guy went to some closeout stores like Ollie's, and he was discounted at Costco. So it didn't seem like he was a great investment. It looks like Titans with time that were showing up like at closeout stores. Toy Dojo still has his gun, which I'm considering buying. The DNA Designs add-on kit gun. But right now I'm not so sure. I think I'm gonna wait. It's $17.99. The cheapest that I can find Fortress Maximus when I Google him and I check the shopping tab is $739.99, which is sold by a seller on Amazon, but not by Amazon itself. Amazon has long stopped selling Fortress Maximus. And that's almost as much. It's a little more than Unicron. I googled HasLab Unicron, and even though on Hasbro Pulse's website doesn't have the price anymore, the search result comes up as Unicron being $574.99, and I don't think Fortress Maximus is worth $740. He's not. Your chances of getting this guy are slim to none. He's great, and he was great for what he was at the time in Titan's Return. He like being the Titan of Titan's Return. But usually when I look back at older toys, like Amok Time has a whole bunch of old Transformers from like Titan's Return, Power the Primes. Usually when I look back at those old toys, I don't want to buy them. I don't consider buying them. It's weird. When they were the peak of technology, I did want them, but now that they're the past, I don't want them as much. I wouldn't mind a reissue. I'd love to see, since Black Zarek came out, maybe we could get a Grand Maximus in the American line and maybe in Legacy. But I don't think that's going to happen. I do like him. I, I, I bought three of them, so I do like him. He's a good toy. In robot mode, he's awesome. The other alt modes are kind of The ship mode is iconic from the Headmaster's cartoon, but the base mode leaves a lot to be desired. I, if you got him, thank your lucky stars that you got him. If you don't got him, I wouldn't recommend chasing after him. That's like trying to get Metroplex. Don't spend $700 on one toy. I'm Aries 83, and, well, bye.
Please consider engaging with this video, aka like, comment, subscribe. Thank you.